and I'm happy you're able to join us today. We've got Emily from Go Next, and then we also have our host for the trip, Dan Hayes, and his wife Sue. And so before we get started, just want to mention a couple of things. If you could remain on mute throughout the presentation, that would be helpful. Things pick up on the speakers very easily. So it's good to be on mute. If you do need to ask a question later, you can unmute yourself, or you can also go ahead and put some information in the chat. You can type a message in the chat, and we'll answer it once Emily finishes. So also too, I want to mention our Bright Crowd online directory that I know some of you have already completed your profile. But if you haven't and you'd still like to, then just let me know if you could send me an email at crossreg@msu.edu, and we can get you all set up to add your information. But it's a great way for you to learn about your fellow travelers prior to departing for the trip. So next, I want to introduce your host, Dan Hayes. Dan has hosted for us a number of times now, and he's a professor here in fisheries and wildlife. Dan, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Gina. Yep. So I'm wearing my fishery and wildlife shirt. So kind of as Regina said, I've had the real privilege of hosting a couple trips, one to Antarctica and one to Alaska, now to Iceland. So Regina sends me cold places, I guess. That's my niche. But we've had a wonderful time on those trips. The Antarctica, it was just me, but the Alaska, Sue was able to go, and just really enjoyed both the trips and the people. My background, I actually did my master's and PhD at Michigan State in fisheries and wildlife. Spent 3 years at Woods Hole studying marine fisheries, but then came back to the university in January of 1984. So doing the math, that's 31 years. So truthfully, I'm coming up likely to retire next year, but still teaching and doing stuff. My primary niche is fish, but I actually have had research projects on waterfowl, some birds. Right now, we're doing a lot of plants in lakes as problem issues for lakes. As kind of Regina's had me come up to her lake and kind of give them some consulting there, and yeah, a little bit of this and that. So I have a broad interest in nature, just kind of a little bit of everything. So look forward to seeing Iceland. I've never been there. Sue's never been there, so it'll be a great experience for us. We're looking forward to sharing that with you all.
Great, thank you, Dan. Once Emily is finished, also too, what we'll do is kind of go around the room, and if you'd like to introduce yourself and just kind of say what your background is. If you did graduate from Michigan State, what year you graduated, if you have other connections with the Michigan State, that'd be great. Or no, it's just the opportunity for you to meet some of your fellow travelers. So next, I'd like to introduce Emily Dean. She is a client services representative at Go Next, and she's going to fill you in on all the information that you need to know when you depart for the tour. So Emily, take it away.
Thanks, Regina, and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. Like Regina said, I'm going to talk about the cruise. Maybe you've never been on Oceania before, but if you have, maybe some friendly reminders or tips. We're going to talk a little bit about the beginning, the middle, and then the end. And at the end of this call, then we can take questions, or you can put them in the chat like Regina said, and we'll get to them at the end. I want to start out by saying by now you guys should have received your final documents. These come from Go Next, and they come via email. They would say final documents, Icelandic reaches, and then probably your last name on them. And they were sent like July 10th. One thing I like to point out in the final documents is the important information PDF. That has tips and like suggestions and stuff. And most of the stuff I talk about today will be in some form of one of your final documents. But the most important piece on the general information is our Go Next phone number. And it's for emergencies on the day of travel. if you guys are delayed or you leave early or your connection changes, anything that happens to your outbound flight, you're going to want to let us know. No matter what you're doing, if you're coming in early or even if you're not like coming in and staying at our hotel, if you're or if you're coming in on embarkation day, we just want to know where you're at because our program managers will actually do a head count of Go Next passengers to make sure you guys are all on board the ship. The phone number I'm referring to, if it's during the day and you guys haven't left your home city yet, you can call the 1-800 number you normally call. And the after hours number is the 612-802 5560. So that will be somebody from our office answering the phone. So you might have talked to them before. It's a cell phone. So if you call that number and nobody answers, they will call you back. Or if you just have worked out with the airlines, your new flight, or you know what your new flight number is, you can go ahead and just send that phone number a text and just let them know, you know, what day you're arriving on and what the flight information is, and then they can let the ground transportation people know. Another thing with the final documents is your Oceania cruise summary. This has a lot of good information on it. So if you want to just take a picture and save it in your phone or print a copy and bring it with, it has, you know, the port address. So if you guys are coming in on your own, you know what address to take a taxi to. It tells you your cabin information. It'll tell you your shore excursions, your flight information, dining. And it also tells you what port you're going to be in each day, with what time you arrive and what time you depart. So a lot of good information on that piece. And then another thing that would have came with, if anybody is doing the pre-cruise program with Go Next, there would be a PDF for that as well, just with a little day-by-day information on it. And if you are on the pre-cruise, once you get to the hotel, they'll actually break it down even further, like when breakfast is, when the bus is coming, what to do with your luggage. So Megan and Maria are your program managers for this trip, and they will be there at the pre-cruise. So those are your final documents. Cell phones, if anybody would like to check with their cell phone providers, I highly suggest it to make sure you have international coverage. A lot of people don't think they need it, but you never know when you're going to have, in case of an emergency. Even if you're like changing planes in an international airport and you need to call us, you'll need that international coverage. Or if something happens when you're on shore on your own exploring, you're going to want to call the ship and let us know. So I would just call your cell phone providers and just check to see if you have it. Usually you can add it just for the length of your stay. And it's probably usually around 10, 12, anywhere 10 to $15, let's say. So check with them. Another person or people to alert would be your credit card company or your banks. Usually they just want to know what your length of time out of the country, and they usually ask what countries you're visiting. Packing, some people ask about packing tips. Now, it's really dependent on what you guys are bringing. If you're bringing 2 suitcases, I would put a little of yours in one and a little in the other. This way, if one of your luggage is delayed, then you at least have another luggage. And if you guys are so lucky to only bring one piece of luggage, just bring an outfit in your carry-on or a pair of shoes, a different pair of shoes, especially for shore excursions. If you want tennis shoes, I would pack some in your carry-on if you would just want to have some extra stuff in there. Prescription medication, they ask that it is in the original pill bottle. Vitamins and supplements and stuff like that, they're not watching for. That's more of the prescription medication that they would request it to be in the original pill bottles. And it's just a precaution. I've never heard of anybody getting stopped with it, but it is something that they like us to tell you. Once you've landed at your destination, you guys are going to pick up your luggage, go through customs and immigration, and then no matter what you're doing, if you're coming in on your own, if you're doing the pre-cruise, or if you are going to the cruise, you guys are all going to go to the same area. You're going to go look for a ground transportation sign, and the ground transportation, you'll exit. And if you are going on the Oceania, if you're coming in on embarkation day, you're going to watch for an Oceania motor coach. And they will have a person outside holding a sign, and it's a Oceania sign. So it'll have a big blue O. And the bus usually has a thing in the window also with a white sign with the big blue O, which is Oceania symbol. And if you're coming in for the pre-cruise, We come in usually Sprinter vans or sedans. So you can watch for, we will also have a person, and our signs will say go next on them, and they're neon in color. And if you're coming in on your own, ground transportation will lead you to the taxis. Just by doing a little research online, it doesn't look like Iceland allows lifts or Ubers. So it looks like taxis will be your transportation if you guys are doing anything on your own. And once you get to the pier, you guys are going to check in with Oceana. By now, some of you have already maybe checked in online to give them your photo ID, a credit card, and such. If you can't get that done, you can do it at the pier. This would just speed it up if you do an advance online, but not necessary. So you'll get to the pier, you'll check in, put your luggage tags on. If for some reason somebody did not receive luggage tags, they will give them to you. They would have been mailed to you a while back. They will give them to you at the pier. And then they'll take your luggage and bring it up into the area where they'll start sorting to bring them to your cabins throughout the day. Oceana will also then at this time issue you your world card. The world card is like a lot. It gets you on and off the ship. It's your key to your room. It's onboard payment. Oceana is a cashless cruise line. So anything that you want to go to the spa, buy a bottle of wine, just buy a drink, go to the shop, everything will be on this card and it'll go on your account, on your onboard account. I looked up the currency for the area. They say that some businesses will take US dollar, and it's probably majority because they want the tourism, but some places might not. And in that case, they do have two, you'll have two different currencies. It's the krona and the krone. You don't have to take that out. You can decide once you get on board the ship. You can take it out either on the ship, they do charge a 5% fee, or you can take it out once you get off the ship in each port and find a major bank, and they will, you put your card in and they'll give you back the currency. If you have any questions about this, Megan and Maria could help you on board about currency and such. But I think I would just wait till you get over there and see, you know, what the majority of people are doing. I would say, and everywhere takes credit cards. So between those two things, I think you guys will be fine. When you get onto the cab, or sorry, when you get on the ship, your cabins might not quite be ready. You guys can explore the ship. Anything that's open, feel free to look around. Terrace Cafe will be open for lunch, so go ahead and grab lunch. Anything that you like, if you guys get there really early in the morning, if you want to keep anything with you, just don't hand that off to the porters when you check in at the pier. You know, so if you want to keep your backpack with you, you can. If you don't need anything, you can send it all with the porters. But if you need to take like medication at a certain time, just make sure you have that with, because when you guys, your cabins are opened, we'll make an announcement on board and they'll say deck 7 is ready. And then you guys will go to your cabin. And when you get into your cabin, your luggage might not quite be there yet, but it will get there. As long as you brought it to the pier, it will get to your room. They just have a lot of luggage to deliver. So don't worry about it. It will get there. But if you have something you need, keep it with you. One thing with check-in too, it does ask what time you guys are going to arrive at the pier. This is just a general time. It does not have to be, you know, sometimes there's only a 3 o'clock time left. So if that's all that's left, just pick whatever. It's just a general idea, so they know how to staff down there, for when you guys are getting there. When you get on board, if you're not on the pre-cruise and you haven't met Megan and Maria yet, feel free to stop by our desk. We have a Go Next desk on board. It's on deck 4, and they will give you your name badges then. If you, or if you're on the pre-cruise, you'll get them then. Or if you're too tired when you get on board and you don't stop by and see them, you'll get them at the Go Next reception. So they're on deck 4. Everything is on deck 4 that's really, I think, like necessary. We got the concierge, and then you have destination services, which is the shore excursion desk. And then you have reception, which is anything like invoices, if you need anything for your cab, whatever. If you don't find your steward, you can talk to the cat or the reception and they can help you with anything. But Megan and Maria are there to do anything for you. They are your personal concierge of Go Next. And Megan and Maria, but Megan is been with us probably the longest. And I think if I looked at her account, she's probably been on 130 sailings with us. So she's definitely been around. She's a ball of energy. You'll love her. She'll know your name probably by the second day. So for events on board, we sent this out a while back. So, and no need to write this down. We'll actually hand out a copy of it on board. It's called the onboard events. And this is for Michigan State, what you guys have. So the first night is the Go Next welcome reception. It's an hour of hot and cold canapes and an open bar. And that will actually have all the schools. In the same room, but you guys will have your own individual areas. And this is where the program managers will introduce themselves, tell you little things about the ship and about themselves and what they're there to do. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. And then the second night is a captain's reception, and that's time is to be announced. It usually is throughout the entire ship, they will be serving canapes and open bar. And if you want to see the show, you'll go into the lounge. The show is where you meet the officers and the staff and just the captain, and you'll get to meet everybody. And on August 3rd, it is the Michigan State reception at 6:30. And then on August 9th, again at 6:30, we're going to do a group photo of you guys. You'll meet at the grand staircase, which is right in the middle of those four places I told you about, the Go Next desk, the shore excursions concierge. So you guys will meet there, and this is a good night to wear your school colors. You might want to wear them the whole cruise. A lot of people wear school colors, but this is a good night to wear them because we'll take a picture with you and your flag, and then that picture will be sent to Regina. So it's a fun night, and then we will bring you to the grand dining room, and you guys will all have dinner together. There's not a table big enough for you guys all, but we will have you in areas next to each other. So that'll be a fun time. So those are the onboard events. And then gonna go back to your cabin here. So now in your cabin, if you are only going on the cruise and you're not extending, you do not need an adapter of any sort. But if you are extending on either end, you will need an adapter for hotels. In the Oceana stateroom, they have two 110s and then two 220s and a USB-C. So you're pretty set in the room. Another thing in the cabins is hair dryers, robes, slippers. They have a large golf umbrella. And Oceana has gotten away from doing water bottles, plastic water bottles when you exit the ship. So feel free to bring your own water bottle, or Oceana will provide one in your cabin, and they will have a watercraft in there that they fill up throughout the day. And there's also filling stations on the ship that you can fill it up on your own. So if you prefer to bring your own, go ahead, but they will have one on board. Internet in your stateroom. There's two per stateroom, so you guys will each have your own login. And internet is based on where you guys are at in the coverage. All of the ships now have Starlink, which is an upgraded internet provider. So I wouldn't upgrade your package. If you get on board and you're like, I definitely need an upgraded package, I need to work, or do a Zoom call like this, you would probably need to upgrade your package. But I'd get on board. I have never had a problem checking emails even before they got Starlink, and it just really depends where you guys are at. So there shouldn't be a problem, but if you need to upgrade, you can talk to reception. Another thing in your cabin is what's called the Currents. The Currents is Oceana's daily newsletter. They'll put it on your bed at turn down service, and it is like a 4-page letter of the port you're in the next day and everything that's happening the next day. So I always like to look at it. I even take it with me when I go ashore because there's good information on it. So it'll tell you what time the ship is coming into port, what time you can get off the ship, what time you need to be back on the ship, if there's lectures for the day, if there's yoga, Pilates, some shore excursions, emergency phone numbers for Oceana if you guys are exploring on your own. So that'll be on there also. You can take a picture of it if you don't want to bring it with. It's a small piece of paper, but you can do that. Dress code. There's really not a dress code. They call it country club casual. The only thing that they request is that you can't wear shorts or flip-flops in the grand dining room and the specialty restaurants. They have a new policy about jeans take it for what you want. It's if you have fancy jeans, they said, those are now accepted in the area. So I know that I've had some people tell me their jeans are more expensive than their slacks. So if you have fancy jeans, you can wear them. But again, it's country club casual. Um, People do dress up, but it's not necessary. It's whatever you guys want to do, you can do. Off the ship or anywhere else on the ship is casual. Definitely you want to be casual when you're doing shore excursions. Tennis shoes, definitely dress in layers. I checked the temperature out. For Iceland, the average temperature is between 50s and 60s. Denmark is in the 60s. So as it gets closer, we are pretty close, but maybe next week check what the temperature is going to be and pack accordingly. For this trip, maybe a light rain or a rain jacket of some sort. I did see a little bit of rain in the forecast. I just dress in layers. I guess that's what I say for trips like this. They do have laundry on board this ship. It's on deck 7. It is free, included in your package, and it comes with soap and laundry detergent. So it's just self-serve. Um, do it whenever you want. There's no rhyme or reason to when it's going to be busy and when it's not. It's just, I guess, whenever people have dirty clothes. If you have concierge, you do get a couple bags included in your cost. Um, this ship has, the Serena has red ginger and Tuscan steak for restaurants. These restaurants are the specialty dining, and these are the restaurants that require reservations. So if you haven't made reservations, you're going to want to call us. They do close them at a certain time. I'm not for sure if they're even open right now to book, but if you haven't booked them, give our agents a call and see what they can do. Specialty dining is just that, it's special, so it can't hold the entire ship. And if you noticed when you were making your reservations, if you were trying to do a two-top, they don't have a lot of two-tops on board. They have a lot of sharing tables. So you would, if you are like, okay, let's say you want to make a change and you're on board the ship, and you met the Smiths, and now you want to have dinner with the Smiths. You can, every morning in the Terrace Cafe, which is the restaurant that's like the buffet service, there's a maitre d' in there that will help you try to change your dining if you do want to do so. Or if you want to cancel, definitely let them know. This is how movement happens. People will be able to go into a restaurant if you guys cancel. Same with shore excursions. If you're waitlisted for any shore excursions, make sure you're canceling them in advance so you're not charged for them. So back to the dining, you can check with the maitre d' on board and see if they can make any changes. They usually can only do them for that day. So every morning, if you want to talk to them about changing it, or if you're like, I know I'm going to be tired because I have a long shore excursion, can I get on a different day? Or if you're like, I really just want to have red ginger twice. You don't know if you don't ask, so go ahead and ask. Program managers, this is about the only thing they can't help you with, but they can definitely direct you to the place that you need to go to make the change. One thing also in your room is shore excursion tickets. They'll be on your vanity in an envelope, and the shore excursion tickets will be for the entire week. So just make sure that you have the shore excursions that you wanted. If you were waitlisted for any, if they've cleared, you might have 2 tickets for one day. So go ahead and check that out. And one thing we like you to do is put an MS, you can put MSU on the corner of your ticket, your shore excursion ticket. This is for if you guys are traveling with any other Michigan State passengers on that particular tour, you guys will be on the same bus. And if you are not, if there's not another Michigan State person, you'll be with other Go Next people. We keep Go Next passengers on one bus and then Oceana passengers on another bus. You might see Megan and Maria. They do tend to go on shore excursions to help. So you might see them on there. But for your shore excursions, they dispatch from the lounge. So you'll go in the lounge depending on what time your shore excursion's at. And the way that you make sure you get with Go Next is there's 2 desks up front. There's a Go Next desk and an Oceana desk. And Megan and Maria will actually be working the Go Next desks. So you'll always know which desk is ours. So you'll just, once they call your ticket, for whatever you guys are seeing that day, they'll call your ticket, then they will give you a bus ticket back, and then you guys will take a seat and wait for the announcer to make the call, like ticket number 7. You guys are ready to depart, and you guys will all get off the ship. If you guys are doing independent shore excursions on your own, you would just, in the currents, it will tell you, you can talk to Megan and Maria. There's usually a set time that independent people can get off the ship, especially in the three ports that are tendering. Tendering does take a little bit longer, so just give yourself a little extra time on the tender ports. The tender ports on your itineraries are the ones with the little anchor on it. That means that you guys will be going over on a smaller little, I like to call it like a little submarine. You're not underwater, but it looks that like that and enclosed. Anyways, they help you on and then they take you to shore. So, but coming back, just always make sure you give yourself a little extra time. Let's see here. Invoices are on the TV in your staterooms. So I always say just check your invoices. I don't know, you can check them nightly if you want. The TV has your invoice on it. It'll talk about shore excursions. If anybody was lecturing that day, they will replay the lecture. They have lots of stuff on the TV that are about the ship, the spa packages and stuff. So your invoice will be on there. And for the invoice, for this trip is gratuities are additional. So they will show up for penthouse and above, they're $23 a day per person. And for concierge and down, it is $18 a day per person. These are what they will automatically just put on. If you want to give less, if you want to give more, if you only worked with Bob and Sally, you can just tip Bob and Sally personally. This is something that you would change at reception. So that is up to your discretion. People ask me about tipping on shore excursions too, so I just generally Googled the area and suggested shore excursions. If you want to tip, like if you enjoyed the content, if you understood them, if the tour was really good, they suggest for a full day tour, you could give the guide $5 and a driver $3. And half day tours are $3 for the guide, $2 for the driver. So that is up to your discretion as well. Another thing in your cabin that will come, it comes midway through the cruise, probably like 3 days, so more towards the end, 3 days till you leave. It's called a disembarkation letter. The disembarkation letter, they're going to ask you to re-verify the flight that you're on because sometimes your flights can change when you're on board the ship. So they just want to make sure that they're getting you off the ship in time. So just re-verify your flight. They're going to ask you, how are you getting to wherever you're going? If you do not have a transfer, you can purchase one on board. If you're going back to the airport, they do have them for private transfers, but I would probably suggest taking a taxi. They're probably a little expensive for a private transfer, but you can check with all that on board. So once you've filled out your disembarkation letter, you hand that in to reception, and then they start figuring out who gets off the ship based on your flight times or based on what you're doing. And then they will give you a ticket to meet in the lounge and tell you what time to be there at. Once you get that ticket, you will disembark the ship. Let me back up a little bit. I forgot to tell you. So if nobody's been on a cruise before, in an oceanic cruise, you will put your luggage outside the door the night before. So keep your backpack, your carry-on with you, and then you can just, put your pajamas in there and your makeup and stuff, whatever you need for that day. So put your luggage out the night before. They will come take your luggage. And then in the next morning, when you guys are all having breakfast and stuff, they will start bringing them down to the holding area. So once you're in the lounge, they'll call your ticket number. You'll disembark the ship, and then whatever your ticket number is, let's say it's like a blue 7, you will go down to the holding area. I kind of think it's like an airport terminal carousel looking for your luggage. You have to look for the number, and it's usually on a pole with a flag, and it'll just say 7. And usually the flag is the color of your ticket. So go and look for your luggage, and then you have to pull the luggage out to claim it. Somebody will help you with it, but you definitely have to pull out your luggage because if you don't pull out your luggage and bring it like to the side and have somebody help you, it won't get on the transfer because they don't know what luggage is yours. So you just have to let them know, but somebody will help you. And then if you're going to do something on your own, there'll be taxis there. They know when ships are coming into port. Same with any of the other ports that we're going to. If you guys are exploring on your own, there's a website that says Find My Cruise, and it tells you what cruise ships are in port each day. So they want the tourism. So the taxi drivers are there will be around. Probably not as many as like they are in big cities. This is a smaller infrastructure here, but so that's pretty much everything. I know it was a lot, and I know I talk fast, so I'm sure we have questions. You got questions, or I can go over stuff. Let me see. I think there might be something in the chat. Oh, perfect. Somebody changed their reservation today. No problem. Yeah, times are limited. So that's good to know. Yeah, they will close. They usually close, they say 2 weeks before, but sometimes it's 7 days. So, but yeah, if anybody needs to make changes, they can call the agents for sure.
Do we have any questions?
Oh, I think Deborah's trying to talk. You have your mute on. Not yet.
Let's see. Can I do that? Will that help you?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
How often will we get fresh linens is what I was asking.
Oh, so if you want fresh linens, you just have to tell your person when you want them, your cabin steward. I don't really know what their schedule is, if it's every 2 days. But I would talk to them. They're around. You'll see them all the time. So, and if you won't, you'll catch them in the hallway. If they're in another if they're in another cabin, you can just pop in and ask them to come to your room. But you can, whatever you would like, they would do for you.
Yeah, they
So
actually
that's-
make up the room twice a day. So they'll make it up usually in the morning when you go to breakfast. When you come back, it's usually the room has been, the bed's been made and things cleaned up. And then in the evening, usually when you're at dinner, they then come in and straighten things up again, give you the currents, the newsletter too. So
Also, we're supposed to have 2 beds. Is there a way to check that?
So yeah, if you want to call our 1-800 number, I don't have access to it, but if it was requested, what happens is they put it in Oceana's system, and then as we get 14 days before, we send them a list over to the ship, and then they know what kind of bedding type. And if for some reason anybody's bed is not how you want it, they can change it. It's literally they just pull them apart and then move the nightstand. So it's really easy to do. I did it myself once when I was working, but it's super easy, but somebody will definitely help you if you want, if your beds are not the way you want them. That's another thing with like Oceana and like Michigan State, like we have all worked together for a very long time. If you are not happy with something, or if you need something, they want to know, no matter if it's small or big, they will fix it. I think we are probably one of their number one clients. So they want to make anybody happy, but they really definitely like making Go Next happy. So definitely any issues, bring it up to Megan and Maria, your cabin steward, but always Megan and Maria, and they can get things done.
I have a question.
yes.
Yeah.
About a month and a half ago, or maybe 2 months, I got an email that said that our flight had been changed to some town that starts with a K. In Iceland. It's, I think, southwest of Reykjavik. And our flight in was changed to there and our flight out. But now when I see in our final papers that have come, that it's back to Reykjavik. So how can I be sure? Or does it matter?
Yeah, definitely. I would want to know. So why don't you call have you ever called the 1-800 number?
No,
Okay, I can give you the phone number.
I have it. It's
Oh, okay, perfect.
the Go Next number from 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Central
Yep.
time. Okay,
Yep.
I can do
Yeah,
that.
so yeah, just ask them, tell them what you received. They'll look it up in because we can see every email that was sent to you. They'll look it up in the history of your booking, and then we can figure out what changed and what it went back to.
Okay, someone else just wrote on there in the chat that she thinks it's the name of the airport. So that may be the case.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll look that up too. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
We're looking forward to this.
Oh, yes.
Good.
This is on my bucket list, so I want
Yeah.
reports.
Ours too. It's been there for a while, in fact.
Yes, I was there November of 23, and it's I really loved it. Yeah. It's really nice.
What's going on with the volcano over there? Is there a possibility that that could affect our trip?
Yeah, I hear it just erupted again.
did it.
So
I did.
let's see here.
Yeah,
So I'm going to look at my communications. If something happens, Oceana is always monitoring every situation because they need to, for the safety of their guests. So if anything were happening, let's see here, 3 weeks ago.
I just saw this in
Love
our
this.
paper today, which is usually 2 days behind in the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah, I do not have any communications on your guys' sailing, so that means that your sailing is not affected by it.
Okay.
And if for some reason it is, even between now and then, we will send you an email, and the subject title will be update for Icelandic reaches.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay. Thank you, Sherry. It says the
Oh yeah,
excuse me, the
look at
Blue
you.
Lagoon.
You could be my
was-
sidekick. Yeah.
Typing that.
When,
Sherry Nutter. Oh, there she is. Okay.
when will this be rebroadcast?
What, this video?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, once I am able to edit the video, then I'll send it out to you. I'll shoot for tomorrow. It'll
okay,
take some
great.
time to convert it to a format that you can all view. So,
Yeah. Did you send out a hyperlink to it? I never got anything about how to log into the Zoom.
yes, I sent it, I believe, on Monday or Tuesday. So,
Hmm.
sorry you didn't receive it. I don't know. Maybe I don't have your email address. So, let me check real quick. Does anyone else have questions as you're?
Aaron, you got the hyperlink?
One of the emails you forwarded or I got, I don't know. It was somewhere. Obviously, we're here.
Let's see here.
Goodness, my computer's acting up. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when you sent
All
it.
right. Deborah, is your email bhdben@comcast.net?
Yep.
Okay. All right. That's what I sent it to, but I don't know, maybe it accidentally went to your trash or,
Oh, could be. We'll check.
Yeah. okay. All right. Do we have any other questions? Well, if you think of anything, once we finish here today, feel free to reach out to me. And we will make sure that your questions get answered. Okay.
Perfect.
So, all right. So what I thought we could do is go around the room here. And if you'd like to introduce yourself, say a little bit about your time at Michigan State, or if you, whatever connection you might have at Michigan State, and what you're looking forward to. So let's start with the Nutters.
Hi, I'm Sherry and my husband Al. Al is the Michigan State grad, so I'll let him tell you his experience there.
Yes, I graduated in 1973 and my degree was in resource development, and water quality management. I put it to some great use because a couple months later, I went into the state police and that's where I spent my entire career. So with the Michigan State Police.
Okay.
But I had a great time at Michigan State, I can tell you that.
Mhm.
And his mother, brother, sister, and our daughter all went to Michigan State. So
Oh, wonderful. That's great.
I'm a Central grad though.
That's good too. Okay, all right. Let's how about Deborah? Deborah, do you want to say a few words?
Hi, I graduated in 1974 and my degree is in medical technology. And I'm the only one in my family that's gone to Michigan State, but we love it.
Good, good, good. All right, the Flanders.
Hi, I'm Leslie, and this is my husband Keith.
All right,
He's a Bronco. I'm a Spartan. And
Oh,
I
all right.
graduated finally in 1969, but I'm probably the oldest one here. I was there 2 years, and then I decided before they told me I needed to take 2 years off, I took 2 years off, and then I came back and knew why I was there. It wasn't to play bridge and party only. So I was in education. I used to, when I was on campus, walked past the computer, which was a building. And when I retired in 2005, I was the technology director for a school district. So, and the computers, well, we know they're in our hands now. So, so life changed, but Michigan State always gave me a good background. I felt really good about it.
Wonderful.
Do you want to say anything?
well, like Leslie said, I was a Western Michigan Bronco. And I graduated in 1966. And I spent my whole career in manufacturing management.
All right.
And he's a big fisherman.
Yeah,
Oh.
I love to fish
So he's looking forward to meeting you, Dan.
and I love to hunt. Still hunting deer with my son up in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And our son owns our property in Michigan now. That was Keith's family property for a long time.
Okay.
Centennial Farm, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're good. We're looking forward to meeting all of you.
Wonderful.
soon.
All righty. Jeff.
Okay, here we go. I got it working. Hi,
Jeff.
my name's Jeff. I graduated in 82, degree in electrical engineering, and really looking forward to it. Been Iceland's on my bucket list, and I hope the volcanic eruptions of course, don't interrupt the trip, but hopefully get to see something out of that. That should
That would be
really be
good.
exciting. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's sort of a bucket list item too, and yeah, I just after I graduated in '82, I've been down. I'm down in Florida working at just recently retired, so working out at mostly at the Space Center and everything else. So anyway, looking forward to it and seeing everybody.
Good. Aaron.
All right. Well, Deborah is my mom. She is my Michigan State connection. I went to the University of New Hampshire, although I did transfer to Michigan State for a semester and studied abroad in Hungary. So I'm looking forward to the trip, connecting with my mom, spending some time together, and all the shore excursions. Although these lectures sound interesting, I didn't know we had lectures.
Well, yes, they have some on board. So, okay, Jim. I think it's Jim. It says Jim's Dell. So, okay. All right. If you're not able to unmute, well, that's okay. All right. Well, everyone, as I mentioned before, if you do have questions, you think of anything that you need an answer for, just let us know and we'll make sure that we get that answered for you. And I will, like I said, get the video link out for you tomorrow. So thank you so much for attending today. Thank you, Emily, so much. And oh, I forgot Sue. Oh my gosh, Sue. Do you want to unmute and say something? I apologize.
So I'm married to this guy. He's my MSU connection, and he's going to be a wonderful host. We're looking forward to just interacting with everybody. Looking forward to going to Iceland. I actually graduated from business college, and I was a legal secretary my whole career. So that was my thing, and my hobbies are singing, cooking, mainly in gardening. Kayaking. So we're hoping our hope when we're in Iceland is to go kayaking on a fjord. So But we're really looking forward to this trip and getting to know all of you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Okay, so, and thank you, Dan, too, for hosting the trip. And I really wish you all a wonderful time, and go green. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go white.